Hi guys.
Hi, how's it going?
Wow, it's been a while.
I know, we've been caught up in the mess that everybody else has been caught up in for the last few weeks, and we've just struggled too with making time and doing these things and wanting to have these conversations.
And we've been working our butts off.
We have been working quite a bit.
Working a lot.
Yes.
Like round the clock. So
well, no, come on, honey. Round the clock?
That's
not a little exaggerated?
It's round the clock. And we do have sleep in there, but it's a little crazy. And then our son got his license yesterday, so
Oh my gosh.
now he's on the road, so watch out.
Yeah. So if you see a black Toyota Corolla running down the road and it looks a little bit scary, just pull away.
He's a good
slow down.
driver. He's a good driver.
He's actually very, very cautious.
Yeah, he's a good driver. Anyway, I know things are a little tough with everybody, like dealing with all this stuff going on right now. And you know, the only encouraging words that we can say to you right now, which is what we try to do, because literally I do get sometimes depressed when I watch Facebook or I'm on Facebook or anything on the news. I stay off of it. I just am done with it. I don't want to even entertain it because it's so negative. So I've just been trying to post very positive, good things, spread the love, change your perspective. Like we've always said, if you change your perspective and start thinking about all the wonderful things that you have, you know, like I even look at nature. You know, nature is always really good to look at when it comes to just bringing joy, because they haven't stopped. They're not quarantined.
Okay, guys, wait a minute. Just so you know, that doesn't leave out a good old-fashioned war movie with John Wayne. Okay.
Okay.
Just
But
kidding.
I mean,
Some of
seriously,
you don't
there's
even
a
know who
lot
John
of
Wayne
things. There's
is.
a lot of things that we can't do right now that you kind of miss.
Right, like going to the movies.
Yeah, which
Going to church. I have missed.
I miss going to church.
Seeing
I have
our
to say.
friends and visiting them. And so what there is in that is that we need to start reaching out and touching more of our friends and just talking to them.
Right.
You know, and saying, hey, let's have a small get together. You know, let's go out with a couple of your friends and have dinner. Because I just miss that Christian conversation.
Right.
You know, Kimberly and I talk about, you know, God all the time and everything. But, you know, she's beautiful and she's wonderful to hang out with. But after a while, I want to hear somebody else talk
Well, you
about
kind of
God.
want to be with your friends. I miss my friends. I miss getting together. I do miss church. I miss worship. I miss all that stuff so much right now. But you know what? Like everybody says, like the Bible says, this too shall pass. Things are going to change a little, but we're all going to get used to the new normal, and we'll be all back to doing what we love to do. And
remember, God is in control, but He doesn't control. And when you see all the craziness going on, and how can people do this, and how can they not figure that out? Because they have free will just like we do. We choose to see things differently than they are seeing things. And we can only pray and hope that they will start to get what we know is the heart of God. And that as we act like God, and we in Jesus, the way Jesus creates that in us, to act like Him, not act like God.
Yeah.
So I don't want that to sound weird.
well, kindness, you know, love and kindness. You don't see much of that.
Tonight we want to talk about something, and there's going to be some other things that are going to get filtered into it because we kind of get all over the place sometimes. But what we want to talk about is what the title was, which was the safe place. What is
Your
a safe
yeah.
place? Yeah, or your safe place. And what we were talking about was the other day I was reading, and it was a great discussion about how can you feel safe in your marriage, and what does that really mean? I mean, shouldn't I feel safe when I walk into my house, or should I walk on pins and needles? You know, and I think sometimes we don't even know that we create pins and needles for our wives, just like Kimberly can sometimes create pins and needles for me. Like, she has a certain way things need to be done and all that stuff, and sometimes I just want to make sure she's happy, and sometimes I don't do it right because I just don't think the way she thinks. And I often wonder sometimes that, well, am I doing it right? Am I doing something wrong? Is she going to be upset because of it? And that's not a safe place in the way you feel. And where it leads to is that, how do you talk to each other in such a way that even if there are things that they're doing that bother you, how do you let them know that, hey, it's okay, you know, we're just different, and it's safe. It's like, you don't need to worry because I'm not upset. Or if you do get upset, that they still know that it's safe. So,
well, yeah, like last week, or I don't know.
No, that's what I was going to get to. Go
but
ahead.
he was really upset about something, and he called me, and I'm just like, I was just like, wow, okay, you know, I gotta go and blah, blah, blah. And he was really upset about that I cut him short. And then we were texting back and forth, and he's like, I go, well, I guess you're really upset about this. Like, he was just really upset about something, and I guess I just didn't give him enough time to listen, and so that made him even more upset.
Yeah, well,
or he misunderstood what I was trying to say.
I felt that she just cut me short.
Right.
That there was and not that she had to go. She just didn't want to hear it, is what she'd said before she hung up. And I'm going, wait a minute, I'm calling you because I'm upset about something. I want to talk about it. Just like when she comes to me very upset, I try to listen to her and support her. And she just cut me off and boom, boom, boom. And I don't know why the other night that I just particularly just got mad, but I was done at that moment. And I mean done. All my thoughts are going the wrong way.
Our emotions right now too are just, you know, drained.
But this happens even without COVID-19. We've been doing this since we met. You know, so these different thoughts and stuff that come up. But so I'm in the wrong place in my mind.
I can't blame it on COVID-19.
I know, right? And I'm just thinking to myself, well, what's wrong with this? It's like, you know, why do I have to deal with this, Lord? Why are these things going on? Why can't we just get along? You know, and all those thoughts that can lead further down the road to other things, like, you know, why am I with the right person?
Well, sometimes you're brewing and you're stewing, and then you're like, yeah.
Totally was. And so basically she texted me a couple times. I am not responding. I always respond. But I was mad enough that I'm like, she's got to get this time that this made a difference to me, that you didn't want to listen to me, and I was upset. And then after a while...
Because I was done with the negative that day. I didn't want to hear any more negative.
Right, and so we're all in our different positions, and we still have to kind of listen to those things. But it's like, I was just done. And all of a sudden she texts me. And she texts and she says... I'm sorry. Boo.
I love you, boo.
I love you. Yeah, that's what it was, exactly.
With a heart.
And it's like, and I don't know how to describe that moment, but when that happened, I was safe. And I don't know how to describe this, what that means exactly, other than that what I was comfortable again. It was okay. And then, of course, I still don't want to respond. I'm still angry. It probably took me a good 10 or 15 minutes before I said,
but I just left it at that,
right.
You know, and just like, it's fine. I mean, I think I like the texting thing because actually sometimes when we talk, I think the devil gets in our conversation quite a bit because we
face to face.
Yeah, when we talk,
emotions.
Sometimes we don't understand what the other one's saying, or we take it out of context, or we react. So sometimes when we text, we can get our feelings out. And then, you know, we read it and then we're like, oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. You know, and we have to apologize. We need to humble ourselves and apologize and forgive each other.
Every day.
All the time, every day.
Because that's safe. If you come home and you're upset, and you're not upset at your wife, you're not upset with your kids, but you're so upset that you come in and you're just angry. Guess what? Nobody in the house at that moment feels safe. And I don't mean like you're dangerous. I mean like there's no comfort there. And when we're home and when we're together, we should have peace and comfort. But there's things that are going to get in the way of that. And if we allow that to go on for too long, our safe place no longer feels safe. See, Kimberly and I, it took years, but we could say just about anything to each other.
Right.
Doesn't mean that we're not going to respond to it in a negative way because we're not that good yet. But we can say anything to each other when something really bothers us, even if we don't understand why. And even if it bothers us, that it bothers them, you know, but that we allow it to be okay. Just like Kimberly saying, I'm sorry, I love you. And it made me, first of all, look at it going, this sucks because now I have to say, I love you too, and I apologize because she needs to be in the safe place to know that I'm okay. And that's that safe place that we all need to create for each other, especially as husband and wives. And too often we don't do that. We just stay angry. We just brew. We don't communicate. And what a lot of people do is create a thing, a phrase, or something that, let's say you're at a party and you guys get upset with each other. There's a phrase that one of you two can use to let the other one know that, hey, everything's okay. You know, so you're safe. You know, don't go through it, especially if you're having marital problems. We're already thinking all the wrong things when we get upset. We're already thinking about whether we should be here or not and all those things. But when Kimberly says, I love you, I'm sorry, it's okay. Okay, yeah, I'm safe with her. I don't have to worry. We're good. And that needs to happen.
The other thing I want to talk about too was something that I heard, and it was being nakedness, and it's not sexual. It's about
not literal nakedness.
It's about just revealing everything to your spouse. It's being transparent. Being naked. He knows every single detail about me, and I know every single detail about him. And when we hide things from each other, it's hard to have a safe place.
Right.
Makes sense?
There's a sense of something wrong.
Right. And then the spouse is going, hey, what's going on? I don't feel comfortable. There's something going on. And you know how you just have that feeling.
And sometimes you can't identify it. You can't identify it.
Or if it's a lie, like that they're lying about something, and you're just like, okay, God, what's going on? And these are things that you have got to bring out to open. You have to be transparent with your spouse. And it really brings intimacy. Intimacy is not just sex. It's literally just talking to each other. And we're married to sinners. We're a sinner. He's a sinner. I mean, I'm a sinner. Everybody's a sinner. So when you marry somebody, guess what? You married a sinner. So why we think the other person is perfect, I don't get. Because there's going to be issues, no matter who you're with.
Right. And if you're
I
counting
can say,
on them,
okay, I'm done with him. I'm going to go to the next person. Guess what? I married another sinner.
Another group
and
of
there's going to be another problem.
Just a different set of problems.
It's a different set.
Yeah, another human being, different set of problems. And it's not only that too. It's that, well, how do you find and create safe places? Well, I think a lot of it has to do with your relationships and how your relationship is with each other. If your relationship is based on she needs to make me happy and she thinks I need to make her happy, guess what? I am going to fail.
Yeah.
Kimberly is going to fail.
Right.
Your wife or your husband is going to fail. For those of you who are new to relationships and you're in a new relationship and everything's still hunky-dory and the love and all that stuff.
Gushiness.
It could stay like that for you, but for most people it doesn't.
Mm-mm.
It changes and you go through seasons. And when these seasons come, you need to be able to create that conversation that says, I'm good.
I'm
good?
here.
You good?
I'm not leaving.
Good. Right.
Yeah, that's a safe place.
Right.
Right. Like, we're not going anywhere, right?
Yep.
I mean, for years, I was 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Oh my gosh. And I talked to her about it for years too.
And it was very hard, for our relationship to grow. And it didn't grow. And it got worse and it destroyed. Like, it was destroyed by the time everything came out. And then we started to build again. So the last 10 years, we've been rebuilding our relationship, and it's taken a lot of work. We could have been one of those numbers of divorce. We could have. We chose
Very
not
fortunate
to.
we're not.
Yeah, we chose not to. He chose to love me and forgive me. And, vice versa. I had issues.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, we're not perfect. I could have chose to say, okay, I'll go get another person. But then I'm like, okay, why would I do that?
Yeah,
right?
at least with me, she knows what she's getting.
Right.
Then she has to try to figure somebody else out all over again, and they lie and they tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, who wants to go through that?
Well, and
we weren't
crazy.
raised in a Christian atmosphere. We didn't get together in a Christian atmosphere. So,
but I really feel
think
for
there's a
people
difference
out
too.
there, because look at the world. Look at the people. They're messed up. People are messed up.
Always have been.
And I know, but they don't have God anymore. We've taken God out of everything, and now people are just literally just trying to fill that void with other things, and it's just so hard because you see so many hurting people. And this whole thing that's happened has really caused a lot of more upset with a lot of people. And there's the suicide is
Can I tell them
high.
the bank story?
And marriages are struggling. There's
Yeah.
a lot of marriages
gosh,
right
yeah.
now that are struggling.
Can I tell them the bank story?
No.
Okay.
He wants to tell a story about COVID.
I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go through the
we're
whole thing.
not
I'm
telling
going to
the
say the end part of it.
No, we're not telling the bank
I'm going
story.
to say just the one part.
Oh,
so
boy.
what drove me crazy was that we're all talking about how the country's being divided as we all stand 6 feet apart, being directed by people with little feet on the ground
Oh my
and
gosh.
tape on the
I
legs.
feel like I'm
and
in
we all have to
kindergarten.
stand 6 feet apart. And it just, how can we possibly stay together if we can't just be together?
Like, we're not stupid. We know how to social distance, but apparently they have to do all this stuff. And
Right.
I don't know. That's a whole nother
I didn't want to get into all that. I
conversation.
was just saying, I just want to talk about how the country's divided.
But anyway,
and there's many little things that are causing
So we
that.
hope you guys are well. We hope your marriages are well. We're here to pray for you, with you. We're here for you, and just let us know if you need anything. We're here to have we're here to love on each other. We need to be here. I know that we're separated, but you know, we can still come together.
We don't have to be separated. We can all meet somewhere and have lunch.
Right.
You can come to dinner. You know, we can hang out. No, we don't want more than 10 people together, but if we do by accident, it happens, but that's not our intent. Our intent is to keep everybody safe. And
right at the worst time.
yeah.
Ha ha.
Anyway, so thank you everybody.
Anyway,
for
we
listening
love
to
you
us.
guys. God bless. Stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye.